An undergraduate once declared, quote, "Dante stands with one foot in the Middle Ages, while with the other he salutes the rising star of the Renaissance." He's got one foot in the Middle Ages, and the other foot is saluting the Renaissance. Avoid unsustained figures of speech. Avoid shifting between figurative and the literal in the same sentence or short passage. The icy breath of winter had chilled all hearts, and drivers hastened to put on their chains. That doesn't seem too bad, but that's its example there, and it also has another example. This one's a little verbose. England became queen of the sea when she defeated the Armada, and since that time, England has had the largest navy in the world. That's it. That's the sentence, and it says this is inappropriate. It's unsustained because it's not sustained through the whole thing. England became queen of the sea. There's the metaphor, and then it just drops that and says, since that time, England's had the biggest navy. It says, in parentheses, the figure in the first part of the sentence should be sustained throughout the sentence or abandoned altogether. Okay, moving on to the next part, and then we'll do a couple exercises, and that should be all we need to do on metaphors, shouldn't it? Avoid inappropriate, forced, or far-fetched figures. Plain literalness of statement is always preferable to any figurative statement that gives the impression of self-conscious elaborateness, insincerity, or artificiality. In other words, if your metaphor is beyond being understood because it's too elaborate or whatever, you're not doing yourself a favor. Can it be said that our colleges and universities are drifting from the solid literature and manly sports and actually promoting physical debasement and mental decay? Could that be? Are the clabber-brained professors and teachers diluting the veins of the students with the way of debauchery? We are inclined to believe that this festivity must have been a humdinger. Humdinger. Then in parentheses, note the forced figures, the shift from literal statement to figurative, and the lack of harmony in the tone of different parts of the passage. So let's go over that again. Note the lack of harmony, the forced figures, the shift from literal to figurative. Can it be said that our colleges and universities are drifting from the solid literature of manly sports and actually promoting physical debasement and mental decay? Are the clabber-brained professors and teachers diluting the veins of the students with the way of debauchery? We are inclined to believe that this festivity must have been a humdinger. It's pretty bad. Okay, some exercises. These are interesting. I found them enlightening and fun. Comment upon the effectiveness and appropriateness of the figures in the following sentences. Try to improve those which are ineffective and inappropriate. 1. New names and faces registered upon my mind like summer breezes on a marble cornerstone. It's ineffective because you don't know what the hell he means. 2. Angry spurts of fire engulfed the entire structure, which was beginning to weaken like a pig and coiled by a python. Sort of. The jump from high school to college is a big one. It is the beginning of an important milestone in a student's career. Beginning of a milestone. Right. The words of this story are embalmed in the music of this composer. That's not a very good visual. Turkey, once called the sick man of Europe, is now mistress of the Dardanelles and the Bosporus. Mistress. An excited clergyman pointed to the corpse. This is only the shell. The nut is gone. What the hell is that? The nut is gone. Who's the nut? The murderer? What the hell? This is only the shell. This is just the outside. What the hell? He pointed to the corpse and says, this is only the shell. The nut is gone. It's a joke, I guess. It's out of the... I don't know. Thad was beginning to get into a pickle, but we soon nipped it in the bud. Nipped what in the bud? The pickle? The thorn in the side of the optimist, the pessimist, is that inevitable bad taste in your mouth that habitually takes the worst view of things. Try that again and it's not going to be any better. His memory will be cremated in the refrigerator of oblivion. His memory will be cremated in the refrigerator of oblivion. What the hell does he mean there? I want to put my cards on the table and learn the lay of the land. Let us bring to the front the farmer, the backbone and bedrock of our nation. Let us bring to the front the farmer, the backbone and bedrock of our nation. The farmer is the bedrock of our nation? Backbone, bedrock? So, Forster and Steadman, some good material on metaphor and figure of speech, and I hope that we can get straightened out on this. I even got a personal message from somebody who said, you know, you use metaphors all the time, I don't see what the big deal is. Come on. You have to be able to understand your metaphor, and your audience has to be able to understand your metaphor. If not, you need that, then that's a first draft, and you need to try again before you make it public.